passion, persistence, confidence, selflessness. These were my values from the middle of high school on. I had built up an image of myself being this selfless, confident person. I faced every situation, every challenge straight in the face, and I would take it head on, believing that I could do it, sometimes by myself, sometimes with the help of others. If one of my friends needed help in class, I would spend extra time at the library with him to make sure that he was really grasping it. If one of my freshman clarinet players needed help with her music, I was there on dinner break. Who needed to eat dinner when someone needed help? If my sister was going through a hard time in her life, I would stay up late to help talk her through her difficult situations. I maintained this image when I got to BGSU. I continued to take time to care for those around me, to know that I loved them and supported them. Was it a bad idea at times? You could say so. I didn't think so. I didn't care that I had to stay up late or get up earlier because my homework time was being consumed by friends. I had an amazing support system around me. I knew I could go to them with anything, just as they could come to me with anything. Now, I came into college as a music performance major. I wanted to change the world through music. Music heals. Music inspires emotion, whether it's playing or listening to it. And let me tell you what, I loved it. I was so proud of myself for locking myself in a practice room for 15 hours a day to play music. It was great. I was living the life. I was so happy. For a while, it quickly became unhealthy. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping well. I was constantly stressed and anxious. I didn't spend time with my friends. I didn't call my family. I developed carpal tunnel, and my tendinitis in my hands worsened, stemming from my tension in my neck, my shoulders, my upper back, and all the way down my arms. It was more than mentally taxing. I was physically deteriorating. I did not complete a traditional jury exam last spring. 5 weeks before the end of my freshman year of college, I was cut off from playing clarinet. I would lock myself in practice rooms again, but this time it was because I was crying. I was upset. I felt alone. How was I going to change the world if at 19 years old I had so much pain in my hands that I couldn't even open the door? I would walk into my lessons with my backpack on, my clarinet wrapped in my arms, kicking my case because I couldn't even grasp the handle to hold it. I couldn't hold my clarinet to play. Even though I told my professor I was fine, he saw right through me. I was heartbroken. It was like my passion in life was ripped from my hands, and I didn't understand why it was happening to me. All my friends that were music majors, they were having a great time, they were loving it, they were doing well, they were learning, they were happy. Why wasn't I? What was different about me? I didn't know. It took me 6 months to realize that music was no longer my passion. How could I love something that was making my body deteriorate, that was making me fall apart, making me feel like I was less of myself? I was no longer the selfless person. I was no longer confident. I loved music, but I started to lack the vision to see where I could go with it in life. My values were no longer what I thought they were. My values as I was living had become pain, solitude, hard work, and coffee. I drank a lot of coffee. I thought my values were passion, relationships, love, and learning. But nobody knew that. That's not what I was living. I was passionate about music, but as I lacked this vision, I started to question why. It was the pain that I was causing myself from playing too much that had taken away my love. And I didn't act very loving in any way. I didn't love the people around me. I didn't support them. I didn't love myself. There was no time for self-care when there was music to learn. And as far as learning, my failures became devastating. They changed who I was. They made me less of a person. The school year ended and I was finally able to reflect on my values, but there wasn't much for me to reflect on. I was done hiding myself, hiding behind what I thought was hard work. I had to get out of music and start on a new track, but I didn't know what I was going to do. What was my passion? What could I do that allowed me to live my values? What did I care about? It took me a while, but my brain took a 360-degree turn and I changed to environmental law. Why? I'm kind of still trying to figure that out, but it's something that I love. It's a lifestyle I already live. Recycling, debates, and business meetings, that's the life I wanted to live. And that's a decision I'm glad I made. I'm much less stressed, less upset, and I feel less alone. I've learned to plan my time better, and I can focus my efforts on my relationships, myself, and my education. I live a more grateful, more passionate life. I can call my family more. The people around me know I love them and they know I support them, as I now know they support me. I may have changed my course of study, but my struggles as a music major still persist to this day. I still immerse myself too much in my studies and forget to call my families. I still forget to eat lunch or dinner sometimes, and I still drink way too much coffee. I still get upset when I don't do well on an exam or when something doesn't go quite right. But I'm working on it, and that's all I can do, right? Do I live congruently today? You could say so. At least I'm trying, and I'm reflecting more than I was last year. If I get in a situation where I'm more frustrated about a failure than focused on learning, I have to take a step back and realize that this is one moment in a very long life I have ahead of me. Was it my fault that I had this failure? Probably. But should I be upset? I have to think. It's okay to be upset, but it's not okay to let failure get in my way of learning and moving forward. I'm on my way to my goals, and I struggle sometimes, and it's very difficult. But I'm staying passionate, loving myself, caring for others, and being myself. I don't feel less like myself. I'm selfless in my acts, but I save time to take care of myself because self-care is important and values are important, and it takes time to reflect on values and living with your values. Values are a process, and mine is a work in progress. Thank you.